Wow, guys, we just had a huge series for the Cobras just go down, or not just go down, it was more a week ago. I'm just recording this video late. My bad. Casually late as always. The Cobras take 2 of 3 against the Western Wildcats to take their second straight series, their second straight divisional opponent series, and to take their third series of the season. This series means so much for the Cobras, but it was such a tight series that you could put a razor blade between how good the Cobras did, how good the Wildcats did. The standouts I'll get to in a second. This is probably going to be a shorter video because I don't have as much checkpoints I want to go to, but I have a few things I want to touch on. One of the things I want to touch on is how the Cobras, I don't think the Cobras are that far behind the Predators. I mean, really think about it. They took 2 of 3 against the Magic, barely didn't get that sweep. If they had home field advantage, you could forget about it. They would have had that sweep. They took 2 of 3 against the Wildcats. I think outplayed them. I don't think it was luck, although there's definitely a lot of luck in the series with how close it was. And if they can take even 2 against 3 against the Predators, that bye is not looking ridiculous. To be fair, I don't think I want to see the Eagles in the World Series because they're going to the World Series. They're so good. Another thing I want to touch on is I don't know why Drew Davis had Andy Duran in the outfield. There is no reason for him to be in the outfield with the amount of big mistakes he made. He missed 2 pegs, 1 ground ball, and I think he got a line drive taken to him that he dropped. You cannot have that happen. You should really, it would not have been that hard to put Sean Flynn in the outfield and make Andy Duran the DH. That would have been perfectly fine. But I mean, I guess it doesn't matter in the end. Like that miss he had on Nick Saylor, he flicked it at him. He flicked at him. No, you pick it up and you throw it at him. I don't know what this he flicked it at him was. That was, don't know why he chose to do that, but I mean, it worked out in the end, I guess. We won. But yeah, so another thing is Brendan Baranowski for Cy Young is not ridiculous, but at this point, I think it's Dallas Allen and Brendan Baranowski. This second half of the season is going to be so much for those guys from the 2021 draft class that, by the way, just to show how bad of a job Tommy did in that specific draft, it was a very, very off-the-board pick to go with Kane Irwin at that point. You know how the Predators went off the board to get Mac Hawley, Mac and Cheese, that's my nickname for him, to get Mac and Cheese at 2nd overall. Think of that, except it's a pitcher and you finish that season. Yeah, bad decision from Tommy to pass up on Dallas Allen, who was throughout the wiffle ball community, and for my personal opinion, I literally said it in the video a year ago, the consensus 2nd overall pick behind Brendan Baranowski. But he said off the board and didn't work out for him. But Caden could have a bounce back. We'll see with that. Shangri-La Resort series how everything pans out. But yeah, Brendan Baranowski and Dallas Allen for Cy Young. It's going to be a race between those two. Dallas Allen for MVP, I think, is almost a definite. The Eagles taking the N out is a guaranteed fact by this point. 8-1 is ridiculous. And Drew Davis for MVP, he's my pick. I think my first pick for MVP is Dallas Allen. My second pick is, I'll give you Drew Davis at number 2 because he's winning Manager of the Year as well. Jordan Robles is floating around that area. So is Brendan Baranowski. Trevor Bodden would be floating around that area if he could hit a fucking wiffle ball. Actually, I don't know if Jordan Robles would be in the MVP conversation because he just had a hunk of shit series against the Eagles just a little bit ago. It was really bad. He played really bad at the mound. He was okay at the dish. Speaking of awards and accolades through the halfway point of the year, Sawyer being for Rookie of the Year, it's either him, Urigadis, or Robles. I think it's gonna be Robles. I think that's my pick for MVP for Rookie of the Year. Like I said, hunk of shit series against the Eagles doesn't really mean anything because Sawyer Bean and Lerner Urigadis are my 2 other guys. And the reason I bring up Lerner Urigadis as a Cobras fan in these videos so much is because up till he got drafted, and even after he got drafted, he was my favorite wiffle ball prospect or MLW prospect. I was in love with him. Like, I remember a year ago, I was in love with Brendan Baranowski. This year, I was in love with Leonard Urigadis. Like, if I didn't know Jordan Robles was going to get drafted, I would have had Leonard Urigadis at number 1. I'm serious. And I'm surprised Daniel hasn't at least given him a shot in these, at the mound at all. Like, with how good they've been playing, I'm surprised he didn't give him a chance in the 3rd game when they had 2 already. Nevertheless, I'm not an Eagles fan. I don't have to worry about that. I'm a Cobras fan. But yeah, Drew for MVP, I say that because he's been amazing at the plate. He's just been so good. Like, that in game 1, he got a huge single to bring Andy home for the first run of the game. Although the next inning, the Wildcats came right back. At the plate, Drew Davis has been unstoppable. You can't pitch around him. Teams have tried to intentionally walk him. No. That's my captain. That's what my captain does. Captain activities. Manager of the year, I think for sure. It's either him or Coughlin. But depending on how good the Mallards do on the second half of the year, because that last, like I said, I know I keep bringing it up, but that last series against the Eagles, so if they continue on that pace, then no, for sure he's not manager of the year. But if they don't, you never know. I might give him the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, that's kind of everything I want to touch on. To wrap it up, Dallas Allen or Brandon Baranowski for Cy Young. Drew Davis for Manager of the Year. Drew Davis for MVP. Bye, be safe, Texans Drive. Love you.